Good evening, everyone. I think we should start now. We are here with Chetansingh Byali from SPA Vijayawada, and he is currently in his fourth year. He has worked as an architectural intern at Takashi Niwa Architects in Hanoi, Vietnam, where he gained hands-on experience in designing, model making, and 3D printing. He developed a proficiency in design softwares like Rhino, Grasshopper, and Revit. Additionally, he also authored a beginner's guide for Rhino and Grasshopper. So now I will let him do the talking, and you all are free to ask questions in the chat box, which will be answered at the end of the talk. So, yeah.
Hello, good evening. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Thank you, Lavanika, for introducing me. So, first of all, I'll thank Harsh for giving me the chance to share my experience to all the students of Jamia Millia Islamia. So, without wasting any time, I'll start with my presentation. So, give me a minute, I'll just share my videos. Okay. Can you see the videos?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So, we'll start now. So my name is Chetansingh Byali. I'm currently in fourth year of architecture in School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada. So I'm from Karnataka, Gadag district from Karnataka. I have completed my 12th in Boston College in Mangalore. So let's start from the firm, introduction to the firm. So Takashi Niwa Architects is a small studio firm which is located in Vietnam and Japan. So the principal architect is from Japan. So and when I was interning there were a total of 7 interns, 6 architects and one associate architect and the principal architect who is Takashi Niwa himself. And we had interns from from all over the country. Like when I was interning, there were interns from Japan, Vietnam, and India. One of the girl was from SPA Delhi College. So the main concept how the design approach happens in Takashi Niwa Architecture, they go on visualizing the values. The firm designs from small furniture to big complexes and bridges, etc. And the firm is totally a research-based firm. We have a small library in the office where there are a lot of architectural books. I got to read some of the books, and they'll spend a lot of time on designing. So when I was there interning, I had spent around 6 months of totally designing. And interns in that firm are given chance to do the concept design. Like it happens in very few firms in throughout the world where interns get chance to design. So I feel I was very lucky to get that chance. And the studio also has a 3D printing machine, which I used it very quite often for visualizing my concepts and making the final models, which you'll see in future further slides. And the Rhino is the firm is the firm uses software such as Rhino, Grasshopper, and Revit. They don't use SketchUp basically. And the working timing was from 8:30 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening. And there was no any extra work, extra or something. After 6 p.m. we can just leave. So that's a basic introduction of the firm. So let's talk about the office culture, the workspace and all. So the firm was the office was in a rented place. So it was almost around 3 floors building. On the top floors there were interns and architects working. On the second floor it was the principal architect and the associates and all. And on the ground floor it was basically the room for meetings. There were models and all placed in. So as you can see on the very top floor where we used to work, we had a one table for which was used for basically doing models and all. You can see over here. And this was my workspace. I used to have a sheet and I used to have some sketches and all concept sketches. And I was making that concept sketches come into reality in softwares like Rhino and Grasshopper. That's about the workspace and all. And one more interesting thing was after the lunch time, we used to have a nap time. It is Japan's culture. Like after lunch, they sleep for some time, then they wake up and they continue to work. So lunch time was about 12:30. Then we used to sleep for like half an hour after finishing our lunch. Then after that, we used to start again fresh. So it was actually a good thing. Like we used to gain some energy and come back to work with like some good power or something. So coming to the office culture, every Friday and Monday we used to have meetings, and we used to celebrate birthdays and everything in the firm. And we had farewell parties for some of the people who were leaving the firm. And this was the company photo. We were around 15 to 20 people in the firm. Uh, yeah, that's it about the office and overall view of the firm. Now I will share my work, like what I've done during the internship. So this was the portfolio I created for the external jury which happened in our college after completing my internship. So I joined the firm in the month of June. So the very first day when I joined the firm, I was assigned in a design competition. So the design competition was about designing a port terminal for Mihara port. So we had it went around 1 month. So designing concept, building concept, designing, and we also did 3D printing for visualizing the models used and all. And in the end, we have come up with this form. So it is a shell structure form which was inspired by the Opera House Sydney, and we had took some inspiration from the internet, and we had come up with this. This was the final sheet which was submitted. So all the typography and all everything is done by the Japan intern who was at that time, and I was in charge for making the illustrations, renders, and the 3D printed model. So this was my very first project. Unfortunately, we couldn't pass the level 1 of the competition, so we had to drop it off. Then the next thing which I was assigned was to make a guidebook for Rhino and Grasshopper. Since many interns in that firm were like very fresh beginners and they had like less knowledge about Rhino and Grasshopper, and I like before joining the firm, I had taken few courses on Rhino and Grasshopper, so I gained some experience, some knowledge about the software. So the firm asked me to write a book for that. So I was the chief editor of the book, you can say. It took me around 2 weeks to write the whole book. You can see over here, contents are like how to make a model. Like it's just an introduction book, which a beginner can use it to get a overall view of the software. So this was the introduction for the Rhino software. I have just explained what are the tool sets in the view of the Rhino, like the first. And here I explained how to make a simple model in Rhino in Grasshopper using the script. And coming to the next very big project which I worked on. So this is the La Saigon Bridge in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So this was a competition which format won in 2020 during the COVID time. The format got first prize, so we got the contract of building this bridge. So it's a pedestrian bridge which has a width of 200 meter, around 200 meter, and length of 200 meter and width of 36 meter. So if you something interesting about this is the whole bridge, the whole concept of the bridge is derived from a leaf, the rice leaf, which is in Vietnam, and the whole model is made in Grasshopper. So the whole model starts from a point. So it's a very huge file. I have seen the file; it's around 3 GB or something. So the whole model is made in Grasshopper, so which is very interesting for me. Like I like Rhino and Grasshopper a lot. So this was already completed. Design was completed in 2020. So here is the physical model, which was made up by one of the Japan intern. So I didn't work on it, but I wanted to show what kind of models were made during my internship period. So this model was 3D printed piece by piece, like the stairs, the roof, and all was 3D printed piece by piece. Then it was arranged. The scale of the model is 1:1000. Yeah. And in this design, there were some changes the firm wanted to make. So they wanted me to design a they wanted me to design a staircase for the bridge. So I have designed this staircase. So the complete design from the concept, like the sketching on the butter sheet, making model in Rhino was done by me. So I'm proud that I have worked on a large scale building in an international. And after this, as a like I had to make the model for this in Grasshopper. So the basically the firm wanted to check how can we adjust the height, width, and length of the chair and see which chair can be which chair can be the complete final chair. So we can't make this in SketchUp or something. Then it will be very difficult for us to change the values and see it. So we had to make it in Grasshopper. So here is the script for that. The above script is about the chair seat, the legs, the backrest, and the cushion. So everything has just started from a point. So basically, you can change the height with of the chair, and you can see which chairs suits, like which chair do you want to have it in the end. So this is also one of the pros we can say about Grasshopper software. And after that, I have interior design assignment. This is a ceiling of a restaurant. So it's a bamboo ceiling. So there were voids in the bamboo ceiling. I'll show you here. One second. Yeah, you can see over here. There were the voids in the ceiling. So the firm wanted me to design something to fix that void and have a design thing happening there. So and there are these points here. All the points had different levels, so I had to make this in Rhino and Grasshopper. So I have used that software. So I thought of having a lotus pattern and pattern surrounding it, because the project name was Sen and Sen Vietnam means lotus. So I implemented that on my design as a concept, and I had come up with this pattern design. The whole pattern is made in Rhino, and the thing you can see, the cyclone circular thing which is going around lotus, that is made in Grasshopper. So I had come up with this pattern, and I have implemented that pattern in the CNC cut, as you can see over here, and I have produced these detailed plans over here, and this was submitted to the firm, and this was the mock-up created, and this was the result. As you can see, we have the lights coming in from the top, and we can see the lotus pattern being projected on the ground. This creates a kind of ambience in that restaurant. So the clients really liked that, and yeah, it was good. So this was the Rhino model and Grasshopper script. So after that, I was stuck with only designing part, like the core designing. So I wanted to have some experience in like gain knowledge in details and all stuff. So I asked the firm to give me some work on detailing, drafting, and all. So they gave me work for redesigning a toilet. Actually, it was a renovation project, so we have to redesign a toilet. But that couldn't happen because like they gave me like 3 days to redesign it, but I couldn't do it in that time. So they're like, to come back to the concept design thing again. So I have to leave this in the middle. But I had produced some of the interior views for it, but they are not up to the mark since the time was very less. Even here I have used Grasshopper to make the ceiling design, because the firm wants to see how by changing values we can have different shapes. Then we can finalize which shape suits better for that part. And the next thing which I got was to design the staircase. It's a special staircase. So they assigned me to design it. So I started from making some design concepts in the SketchUp. It was for the same project, the restaurant project. So finally, I had come up with this concept. We have 3 petals here going up. So this represented the same lotus pattern, lotus leaves, and all. So I had come up with this as my concept. So after that, I had made some physical models, as you can see here. And for every changes make a new physical model. So that was one of the, I think, good part of being in that firm. I used to see how my concepts are turning into physical models and visualize it by rotating the models and seeing what changes can I make it. So for this was the final. This was finalized in the starting, but after few changes, they got this as the final product, and that's it, I guess. Yeah, this was the plan for that thing, and the firm didn't give me any plans because they don't give plans to the interns or people who are working there. It comes under NDA, so usually international firms do not give you plans and all to showcase in your portfolios or during the jury, and so I couldn't get much of the plans. I only got the things which are worked on. And this was for the same project. On the first floor they wanted a exterior event place and have some cool roof and railing design for it. So this was made in, again made in Rhino and Grasshopper. I spent around 1 month on this design, but in the end I couldn't complete it because my internship period was over by that time. So these are some of the concepts I had come up with for the roof, and that's it. That was my work in that firm. So here are some of the pictures I would like to share. So this picture is the team photo. This was the team for Sentai project, and this was the team for the Mihara design competition, which I showed in the starting. And very interesting part of the internship was every Friday we used to have some activity going on in the firm. For example, one of the Fridays we had architecture experience from past 6 months. It was about sharing our architecture experience from the 6 months. Where have we visited? What architecture we have seen? If there is a movie, in that movie there is good architecture scene or something. So we had to present that. So for our trip, we had went to Mysore and Bangalore. So I just presented that, and also on another Friday we had to showcase. Not showcase actually. We have to explain the works of one of the artists. I took Ishamu Noguchi as my artist, and I have explained his coffee table and his works basically. He's also a landscape architect. So, and another Friday it was about read and sell a book from the library. So this was a nice activity actually, which helps us to improve our sales skills. As we are going to be future architect, we have to sell our design to the client. So this was really helpful. Like I had read the Tada Wando's book, so I had read completely the book, and I just sell the book. Like I explain it why you should buy the book and all. I explained the book. And coming to the next part, so this is a recently designed pavilion, which is in Hanoi itself. It's the name they have given it the name as Rhythm of Steel Pavilion. So the design you are seeing it right. So the whole design is designed by an intern the design started when I left the firm. So the complete design was designed by an intern. So interns get a very good opportunity in that firm for designing and improving their skills. And it was built in 1 day. It is for the Ashui Pavilion Ashui Awards. Ashui Awards is basically awards like it's architecture awards of Vietnam or something. So our firm got the contract of designing it. So this was the final result, and it will be really good. Like working in that firm and having something designed like this, you'll have a better exposure to how designing and how it's built and all. And it will also help in future in your portfolios and all. You can showcase you have designed it. And yeah, that's it about the works which I have done in my firm. Now I will explain you what are the other things which I have done, like apart from working. So in the middle of my internship, I had got an opportunity to attend one of the architect talk, which was my life's first architect talk. It was a talk conducted by Toto, which is a company which sells the washing. Yeah, it's a company actually. So the architect invited was Junya Ishigami. He's a very famous architect from Japan. You can search for his works. He has really good design thinking. So I had a really good experience in that talk. So I had got the VIP seats because of our firm. So I was sitting right next to him. as you can see over here. He really explained all of his projects, how he thinks and all. So this is a restaurant. This is a house and restaurant. It's in Japan, and this is a it's an art museum which is in China, which is built in on top of a sea. And this is a plaza of Kagawa Institute in Technology. It's also in Japan, and this is a pavilion. So it was a very nice experience, and I got to know what his concept was. I'll also share with you guys. So his concept was to have used glass, concrete, and all to, and also he wanted to connect the people inside the building and with the nature. Like he wants to connect the interior spaces and his architecture with the nature, green spaces, as you can see in his design. You can go through his work in the Google if you want, if you like, if you want to. And regarding I was there for 6 months, so I have traveled quite around Vietnam. I went to Hanoi Opera House, the Bai Dinh Pagoda in Ninh Binh, Da Nang. I've also seen the train street. It was in Hanoi itself, so I went a lot more times there. And I have traveled to Lady Buddha in Da Nang. Then I went for boating. It was a temple in Hoi An. It's a cathedral in Hanoi, and it's a incense village where they make incense. And I also went to the Golden Bridge, Bai Dinh Pagoda, and it's Ho Chi Minh Tomb. Excuse me. And some of the architectural buildings I visited is this Epic Park, which is in Da Nang. It was a pavilion on top, and they had meeting rooms and exhibition halls in the ground floor. And the another building is a Batrang Pottery Museum. This is in Hanoi. It's a whole city which is which make pots and all. So they had built a pavilion just to they have built a museum to showcase the works and all. So you can see the concept is comes under the pot, how pots are made. It's a 5-floor building having workshops. It's a museum and a souvenir shop. I've also visited to Ho Chi Minh City. It has beautiful skyscrapers. As you can see, it's the skyline of the city. And coming to the food in Vietnam, mostly we'll get non-veg in Vietnam. It's very difficult, not very difficult, but you don't get veg food quite often in Vietnam. And it's famous for its iced coffee, Vietnam pizza, and egg coffee. Also, I have tried this a lot of time. And I have eaten and banh mi. Banh mi is also a very quite famous food of Vietnam. And this is about the food. And yeah, why intern abroad? That's it about the Vietnam thing. So why did I choose to intern abroad? So first of all, I had good firms in my hand, such as CCBA from Pune and wall makers from Kerala, and also some few other firms like Stapati and all. And I also had this offer from Vietnam. So my very first thought was to upgrade myself, having good knowledge about different software. So I had gone through the projects of CCBA firm and the other firms. So I like both of the firms. Then when I spoke with the interns of the firms, right? When I spoke with the ex-interns of Takashi Niwa Architect firms, they said like they have worked on Rhino, Grasshopper, like, and they have got to design things in their internship period. So I thought I'll also get the similar chance if I go there, and also that will help me boost my career in the future. Like, so that's why I chose that firm as my internship to do my internship. And also when we see with the career perspective, right? If we apply for abroad masters in abroad and all, we should have some good PORs. Sorry, not POR, yellow letter of recommendation, which I got from the firm when I was leaving the firm. So it will really help you get admissions into the top universities. I have worked in firms which are international firms, and exploring culture is also one thing. I got to know how Vietnamese are, like how they behave and etc. That is also a good thing. And for the personal growth, it was my first time traveling to a different country, and also I was traveling alone, so I was very scared in the starting, but so now I got adapted to the city and people there. So it was a good thing for me explore. And also I have went on a lot of solo trips. traveled for days, and also it was really good experience for me to get to know what I like, what I don't like, how I want to live my life, etc. And coming to our college, School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada, it's really good college, but we have a very small campus. That's the So recently we had a inter SPA meet where SPA Delhi students and SPA Bhopal came to SPA Vijayawada for the sports meet, and we won that sport meet. And we also have a cultural fest in Yan, which happens during the month between the month of February and March, January and February. And we also celebrate all festivals, Durga Puja, Sankranti, and Ganesh Chaturthi. So everything here is done by the students. So it's really great opportunity for me to explore, to get a variety of exposure from different cultures, different parts of India. So this is about SPAV. So now I would like to share my portfolio, which I had sent to the firms before joining Takashi Niwa Architects. So this is my cover page, and I have provided my intros, and it's a content page here. So I have four projects, and two projects of uh, from semesters, and two of the projects from the competition. So the very first project is the Mangalgiri Museum, which was in semester 3. We had to design a museum for Mangalgiri, which is 30 kilometers away from Vijayawada. So this is what I have come up with. The whole design concept was based on the Mangalgiri houses, which had a pitched roof on them, and also used materials such as adobe, plaster, bricks, terracotta tiles, and concrete. So, excuse me, I'll just drink some water. Yep, sorry. Let's continue. So I have explained how my form come up with. I have explained, I have shown exploded view, and shown what are the spaces which are coming in there. And this was the site plan which I rendered in the Photoshop, showing the entrance. And this is the ground floor plan of the building. Since it's a museum, I thought of having an exterior and interior exhibition. So here you can see over here, it's the exterior exhibition, and this is the interior exhibition hall view. I also have a large courtyard for some events or something, and all this is rendered in Lumion and Gilead respectively. And this is a maquette render, which helped me quite well in getting shortlisted in the for the interview calls and all. Like the interview calls which I have attended, they all liked the render. So, yep. And this is the residential one. So I had concept of having something like this for the page, starting page, and I have explained the form development, the area statement, and the plans over here. After that, I had views of the render and also the exterior facade of the building. So the next project is the pavilion design, which is a competition. There are a group of two people. So it was for the Indian Autism Center. So we had participated, but we couldn't qualify. But we had come up with this design, having a central space and exhibition cafe, etc. And the another competition which I participated is the tiny house design competition. So we chose the site in Netherlands. So we tried to recreate the site. So this is how the site looks. All the site is created in Lumion software, and the model is in SketchUp. So this was the sheet which we presented. And here are some of the working drawings which I did it in 5th semester. Here are few of the rendered views which I tried making, like from during my summer holidays, where I produced some of the interior designs for a residential building. And coming to the competitions, I have participated in ANC and ZNC. For ZNC, we had this installation, and so we were the first in our zone ZNC competition. And I was also a design head for the ANC pavilion design, which was previous year 23-24. So we had come up with this design for the pavilion. It was made by using waste recyclable materials. And also I was part of designing this Indian installation for our Indian, which is cultural fest. Here are some of the photographs. Yep, that's it for the portfolio. Yeah, that's it. I guess that's all I wanted to present. So if you guys have any questions or you want to see something again, you can just ask me. I'll just show you.
If anyone has any questions, you can ask.
Thank you, Abhijit. You can unmute and like ask questions, if you, or you can type in the. Yes, Abhijit. Yeah, regarding the expenses, it costed me around 2 to 2.5 lakhs, like covering all everything for 6 months. And I used to get around $120. That is 10,000 rupees per month as my stipend for during my internship time. So that stipend could only cover food and travel expenses. And I was staying in an apartment building that costed that the rent was around 15,000, so I had to pay it from my side. But in the everything will be worth the amount spent. To get into firms like this, I think you should have a really good portfolio showcasing your work, and it depends upon the firm, like what type of students they are expecting to intern in them. So when I asked my principal architect, why did you select me? So he said he really liked the illustrations which I made, the renders which I produced, and also had had given had two competitions which were what sorry I'm sorry which were made by group of people, right? And also the last NASA work which was there, this thing. And also he said he like people who can work in group, and also he likes the renders and all which I have done. So that's the thing you should have. And also in my batch, I was the very first person to complete the portfolio, so I had this privilege to apply to as many firms as possible before anyone else applied. So in our batch, I think three of the people got offer from this firm. But since I was the very first person to apply to it, I was selected, and the other two people were got rejected because they only had one spot in the interns. To complete the portfolio as soon as possible to get the edge on other people. And the only criteria to get into firm is to send your portfolio via email to the firm. You can just type in the firm name, you'll get the email in their about about section. The beginner's guide, I don't think I can share it to anyone because it's the firm's copyright thing. So I'm sorry about that. But it's not that good book actually. I think you can find it on YouTube and learn it. Learning softwares from a book is not a good idea, I suppose. Learning it from I guess. Even I learned from YouTube. I learned from YouTube, and also it was easy for me. So you can also learn it from YouTube, or you can get a course from Udemy or something. That would be helpful. In Vietnam, I have went to Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh, Hoi An, Ninh Bình, and I went to the Instance Village, Pottery Village, and I went to Halong Bay and many more places, and Lady Buddha statue and all. I went to these places. How do you work? How managing working work and firm work at the same time was? No. It was our internship period. So we had our internship in the 7th semester, 4th year, 1st semester. So it's totally like internship. I have to only work in the firm. We didn't had any university work, so there was no problem. How is lifestyle over there? Yeah, and the firm culture, it was really good. It wasn't at all toxic at all. The firm, they supported you if you are late and all. They didn't used to like scold you and all. Even I used to go to home at like 6:15. That's all. I never stayed overtime and work there. So they were never said anything. So it's a good firm. Uh, any other places? No, that's it. That's it. I didn't have that big budget to travel a lot, but there are many places we can go in Vietnam. But due to budget issue, I had to come back to India.
So, what about the language?
Yeah, so
Yes, yes,
very good question, Harsh. So in Vietnam, right? Most of the people who are there, they only speak in Vietnamese. So I had to download the Google Translator and type in what I want to say, and I have to show them. So that was a problem, and I have also lost quite weight during staying there because of the food. So I didn't get to used to it. So it was a problem.
and what are the courses you have taken to learn Rhino and Grasshopper?
I
Any
had taken
particular?
Rhino starters beginners guide. Rhino starts to expert some course on Udemy. I'll share that. So it took me around 1 week to learn Rhino. Then Grasshopper, I went to the firm and I got to know it from the seniors. They taught me in a very easy way. So I learned Grasshopper in a week. So yeah, I am protected.
And in the firm, the project last I owned, what was the render software they used?
In the firm, the rendering software was Enscape. So we used to know Enscape. So
And what are the other firms in international you have think to apply to?
other firms in
Yeah.
Vietnam.
No, no, no. In Vietnam or in the world, you have decided to
Oh, okay,
apply.
okay. So other firms, when it comes to Vietnam, other firms you can apply to VTN. VTN is it's a top notch firm in Vietnam. You can search VTN, Wong Trung Architects. I don't know how to pronounce VTN. So our principal architect Takashi Niwa, he was a partner in VTN firm before he started his own firm. So that's a good firm. And when we come to India, I think we can go with CCBA and all. Those are all good firms, I know. But it typically depends upon how do you see your future. Like when you are deciding which firm do you want to work in, you have to have an idea what will you do it after 5th year. So suppose I have taken a firm which is like abroad, international firm, right? So my mostly I'll be joining into masters after this in some abroad. So this will help me. So if someone wants to start their own firm, they have to go into some of the studios like which has very less people, so that they can get hands-on experience on all part of the work like drafting, designing, site visits, and etc. And someone wants to go into corporate, they can go into some large firms like Gensler and so on. Yeah.
The most of the projects you design are very, it's very based on your like the staircase very unique, and
Hmm.
the many things, the ceiling also, the bamboo ceiling, those are not the typical projects we learn in the university also.
Yep.
So how did you see, if you don't know Rhino and Grasshopper, can it be possible in any other software, or you have to learn Rhino and Grasshopper?
Actually, during making my portfolio, I had zero knowledge about Rhino and Grasshopper. So while making my portfolio, I had just written, you can see over here, softwares. I had just written a Rhino and Grasshopper here, like for modeling. But after getting form shortlist, I learned the software. So once you learn the software, it will be easy for you to catch up with the team which is working in the firm. And for the design and all, I uh, I have to go to principal architect every time I design. So he used to explain me his idea, how he was thinking and all. So gradually I got to know his thinking and I started to work according to him, according to his concepts and all.
And what was the time, for example, if you talk about that bamboo project, the bamboo ceiling you have designed, how much time it would take you to design?
Which project are you? Are you talking about the
The
portfolio before
ceiling,
internship?
no internship, yeah.
This one? This?
No, this portfolio, it's a work portfolio.
Which?
The bamboo ceiling.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, for instance,
Lotus, the lotus bamboo ceiling.
Yeah. This took me around 15 to 20 days. I had to work on getting the concept, like what we should do to cover that void first. Then I had to design what concept we are making, the light and the shadow will form, the CNC cutting. Then I had to work on making the pattern. So I had made many patterns, the lotus patterns and all. There were so many. I used to sketch on butter sheets, print and all. After that, I had to work on getting the panel design. So it took around 15 to 20 days. So each design I had to work on around 2 weeks, I suppose, 2 to 3 weeks or something. Since it was a quite research based firm, so every time I do some design, they wanted me to do some other design to compare which one is the good. So every time I do new design, so that was good. So it kept on changes. Changes were there, so it took quite a lot of time. But if you see my portfolio and some people who are in India, so they'll be having mostly the working drawings and all. And a few people in my batch, they have worked in Delhi and they have worked on interiors, like choosing the color palette, etc. So all the firms have a different work which they give it to interns. So it totally depends upon the firm and student what type of firm they are going in. So getting this type of work in your internship is really a good thing. You know, you work with you design a lot, so you get used to designing concepts. And even now, when we are having this semester design, I'm getting a lot of design ideas, concepts ideas. It's a really good thing if you get designing in your internship. That's what architects are made for. But I regret not learning, not getting some detailed work. But it's okay, I guess. I can learn it in future or now in during the summer holidays. It's not a very big deal to learn the detailed part. It's important to learn how to design and make the concepts, etc. Yeah. Any other questions you guys have?
when I was doing the case study of SPA Vijayawada, there was a double
Sorry?
helix staircase. When I was doing the case study of SPA Vijayawada, my studio Mosna, I think, so they have
Yeah.
given a double helix staircase. So how did you see the functionality of that staircase since you are using it for experience?
Which staircase? Can you again explain?
It's a double
Double-headed.
helix staircase. Double helix.
Double-headed. Oh, you mean the snake staircase which is there? Yeah. I know.
Well,
That staircase.
reaching same level at two places.
Yeah, I know that staircase. Actually, that staircase wasn't an idea first. You know that area was totally open since when the fire known people came to the have seen the plans and all wanted a staircase to be designed, like staircase to be made at that place. Otherwise, they wouldn't sign the plans for construction. So they had designed that staircase. It's really good. Sometimes I get mistaken and I choose the wrong staircase and go to wrong floor. Then I had to take lift and something and come back. Very few people use that staircase since we have lifts in our college. So, yeah.
There are a few questions in the chat box too.
Yes. Looking at it. Just look, what about language? Language, mostly in the office, everybody used to speak English, so there was no problem. Is Grasshopper easy? It's easy. Like from whom you are learning it. Like I have learned it from one of the senior architect who taught me in a very easy way. So it's easy actually. When you do some modeling in Grasshopper, then once you start thinking how to do it, like if you want to make a cube, you can sketch out how you are making from a point to place, then extruding it. When you sketch that out, you can bring that into Grasshopper. You can make that into Grasshopper, taking a point, then making a surface, then extruding that surface to make a cube. So how to write complex scripts? Even I don't know how to write complex scripts. So I have never written. Sir, can you conduct? Yeah, for sure. We'll have it in our college afterwards, after some time. Yep. Any other questions? And also regarding the visa expenses, it's around 2,500 rupees for the visa, and the duration will be for 3 months. So we had 6 months internship, right? So I was there for 3 months. Then I have to leave the country. We have to leave the country. Then we have to apply for the visa again. It's quite expensive if you are going abroad. Since it's a very small studio firm, so they don't sponsor any visa. But 2 of our friends went to Bali, so they had their visa sponsored by the firm. They got work visa of 6 months. So some firms do it, some firms don't do it. So about food cost and all, I would say it was similar to India. So, so we used to get chicken noodles, soup noodles for 100 Indian rupees. So it's good for one day. Like per meal, it was 100, so it comes around 100 to 200 rupees per day. And I used to cook egg rice, chicken rice in my home, in my apartment. So I used to, yeah, that's it. And for the breakfast, I used to make a sandwich and all, have it. And it's a safe place for everyone. There was a girl from SPA Delhi. She was there for 3 months. Then she left the firm. Even she was staying in a single bedroom apartment near the office itself. And the firm is really good and it helps all the interns to settle everything. If you have any problem with banking, so it's a good thing.
I think. Oh.
Sorry?
I think we should wind up the meeting now. And thank you so much for your time. And before ending today's meeting, I wanna let you guys know something, that our upcoming screening is life and work of architects Shankar and Navnath Kannade, pioneers known for their quiet brilliance and honest approach to design. The screening will be followed by a Q&A session with none other than the film's creative director Karishma Rao, making this a rare opportunity to dive deeper into their philosophy and process. So I would ask everyone not to miss it, because this film is not available in any public platform. So yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining today's meeting and making it a success.
Thank you guys. Thank you for inviting.
Thank
This
you.
was my very first time talking to students of other college. Otherwise, I have to talk with the juniors of my college. So it was really great. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you very
was
much.
really nice talking to you. Thank you.
Yes.